Adam Cole, baby. My goodness. What an NXT takeover. What's going on, everyone? It's your boy here, Apollo from Down, Down, Up, Up. What's going on, Apollo Nation? In the crazy world of YouTube today, as we get one step closer to SummerSlam, leaping over NXT Takeover Brooklyn 3. My goodness, what a show. What a show! That show was awesome. The wrestling was great. The stories were great. Oh, I can't complain. I can't complain right now. I'm going to go through it. Here's my reactions and review of NXT Takeover Brooklyn 3. It's Talk Apollo Talk. Okay, kicking it in. We started off the way I thought we would. Johnny Gargano versus Cien Almas and his new manager. Now, if you watched my predictions and thought why I wasn't really talking about the past for some of these rivalries, simply because I've actually been down on my NXTs. So I finally got a chance to catch up at my friend's house yesterday before we all watched the takeover, and I realized I screwed up in my predictions. So I did pick Johnny, but I went against that at my friend's and picked Almas, and he did win. It was a great match too, considering things. But I had my thoughts going into this, and here they are. Number one, Johnny, as great as he is, he's going to be stuck in limbo until Ciampa comes back in some way. It's the truth. It's the truth. Whereas Almas, he's been in limbo for a while, but now he finally has a manager character going with him. So giving him this win isn't as bad as it seems. And it was quite an ending, too. Johnny had gone through a lot. He was going for his kick in the corner that usually Ciampa would hit a knee on the other side. But the manager threw a DIY shirt right at Johnny's face. Almost capitalized, hit that special DDT, and won. And it was a good match. I can't complain. Everyone thought I was being a fool rooting for Almas just for the reasons I had, but it made sense. So I'm not going to complain. It was a great match, too. Great match. Is the lighting just a little bit off right now, or is there something on my nose? No, it's the lighting. Sorry, it looks like there's a line across my nose right now. There isn't. It's just a line. So, lighting. My bad. Anyway, moving on. Now we go into my swerve of the evening. Number one, usually in takeovers now, it's not title matches first. But the tag team titles were an exception because the Authors of Pain defended against Sanity in the second match. They saved Hideo versus Black for the third spot, which was interesting, but I liked. And the match was a real surprise. Number one, Eric Young was in the match. It looked like Wolf was about to tag in Damo, or Killian Dane, as you would know him in NXT if you hadn't watched him on the Indies beforehand. But Young just jumped on the turnbuckle and took the tag. It was a real surprise. And the match was just fun. Like, there were some good spots in there, all things considered. The Authors have been working way better. And there was a table spot outside as Nikki Cross jumped on one of the Authors. And then Dane just speared him through the table. Just jumped at him, put him and Nikki Cross through the table. It was a risky move, but hey, it looked great. But then moving on to the in-ring, as one of the Authors was out, Sanity took advantage. And Wolf, who I know a little bit better now, his ring style is a lot better than I thought it was. Wolf got the pin, and Sanity won the titles. I did not see that coming. In my mind, I honestly thought, okay, this is the big shot now to the Ascension. The Authors of Pain are going to be tag team champions for a long time and beat the Ascension's reign. But no! Unbelievably, Sanity won the championship, and it was a great feel moment too. I love seeing it. Eric Young has gold in WWE, and if we're lucky, if they use the Freebird rule, Big Damo Killian Dane has gold. So it's great. But then, after the match, like we've seen a few times now after tag team matches at takeovers, we saw the Authors of Pain debut beating up American Alpha last year. There should be one more. One more I'm missing in my head. Or maybe that's all I can think of right now. Anyway, it's happened more than once, I'm pretty sure. A new tag team has attacked not only Sanity, but the Authors. They laid out everyone. A few indie darlings I know and have seen live myself, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly attacked the authors of Pain and Sanity. Oh, it was something else. I was at the Canadian World Qualifiers for the WCPW Pro Wrestling World Cup. Look it up. It's great so far. It's going to be finishing up this week. It's going to be awesome. And I got to see Kyle O'Reilly live. He is one heck of a wrestler. A talented performer. I have not seen Bobby Fish live yet, but I did see him perform earlier this year a few times actually in the American qualifiers and at WCW Orlando in a triple threat with David Starr and Mike Elgin. So it was a good match, and Bobby Fish won that too. Do not underrate Bobby Fish. And not only that, both of these men have lost so far to Aleister Black and NXT. And now they're moving to such a bigger program. And if you saw the show, you know that's not the end of it. But I'm going to stop here with those two. They're here. They have staked their claims in the tag division. Moving on for now. We got into the third match. Aleister Black and Hideo Itami. This is the one I had a hard time picking someone. If you saw my predictions, I was just thinking, oh, this is just tough. I went with Black. It was a hard-hitting match. I knew somebody was getting at least a nosebleed, and that turned out to be Black. Lots of kicks. It was stiff and sometimes hard to watch. I didn't know if Cassius Ohno, I'm thinking of Chris here and Cassius Ohno putting the indie name and the WWE name together. I was thinking Ohno would come out at some point and just either distract or attack Hideo in some way. Didn't happen. But Black won clean. That was pretty cool to see. And because he did get his music played by a live band there, I didn't know who the band was in the beginning because they sang a song at the beginning of the show. And I was just thinking, I don't know this band. They're not one of the main bands for either of the themes here for the show, are they? I don't know. But then they played Black's theme. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now. Which was good. And seeing Black win was good too. It still only took one of his finishers. Hideo did not get in and go to sleep. But it would be wrong to just put Black's momentum down to Hideo. It really would be, because you've got something with Black right now. Something good. Hideo can rebuild himself in some way, even if that means leaving NXT and going to the main roster. Not everyone leaves NXT champion at some point and goes to the main roster. Some people don't. Baron Corbin didn't. Mojo Rawley didn't. Not the best example, but I'm just kidding. And another thing, Jim Ross was back again at TakeOver, calling Black versus Itami. That surprised me. No UK title match this time on TakeOver, so hey, we still got JR for one of the matches. We did get Corey Graves for the tag team match, I believe, too, which was kind of nice. So two guest commentators for two of the matches was pretty nice. And another thing interesting now that I'm bringing up the UK title, I think they have some tapings in mind, because I believe Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, and a few of the other guys were there to tape some things for the future NXT shows. If that's true, good. It's been a while since that title has been relevant at all in WWE. I think, Pete Dunne won it at the TakeOver in Chicago, and I haven't heard anything about it on NXT at all, which is where I wish it would go permanently. But it hasn't. Have to live with it. It's just my thoughts and opinions, that's all. Now moving into the semi-main event, we have Asuka, Ember Moon. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it. Match of the night. They did a wonderful job considering the disappointment at NXT Orlando earlier this year. NXT Takeover Orlando, that is. The match wasn't good. The chemistry wasn't that great. And the finish was bad. Really bad. But this match made that match look like a joke. It was great. The spots were great. The false finishes were great. And Asuka kicked out of the Eclipse. I wasn't sure if they were going to do that or not. I have full support in Asuka's streak. But she kicked out. She kicked out of it. And in the end, the right decision was made, in my opinion, the submission. That puts the feud away for now. If it gets put back up again, it might, but for now, we're done with it. So, Asuka using the Asuka lock to her advantage against Ember's injured shoulder. So, it was good. It was an awesome match. Awesome match. I really did enjoy it. Great false finishes. And then the main event. Drew McIntyre challenging for the NXT Championship against Bobby Roode. it was good. It was pretty good, all things considered. Bobby Roode able to kick out of both of McIntyre's finishers, if you count the Future Shock as a finisher, and that running boot, obviously, which is his main finisher at this point. And then Roode able to hit the glorious DDT, but McIntyre surviving, still going strong. But then Roode is going for the same kind of ending he got over at Tommy. 2 in a row. 2 DDTs in a row. He hit one, picked him back up, but McIntyre said no, hit the boot. Drew McIntyre won the NXT Championship. And here's one thing I'm going to say right now. Grasp your head around this. We have 2 of the 3 3MB members, Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal, as world champions on their brand. Think about that for a second. If anyone said that in 2014, you would laugh at them and just forget about them. But look at this. Incredible. I'm so happy Drew won. I just figured he couldn't have come back for nothing. And another funny thing, the Authors of Pain and Bobby Roode lost their championships the same night, and they won them the same night. Both the team and Roode won the championships at NXT San Antonio in January. And now they both lose them at NXT Brooklyn 3. That's something. Another funny thing with I'm just going to go on a little bit more. Bobby Roode's double finisher failed in this match, but worked before. Same with John Cena's on SmackDown a few weeks ago. Remember? He tried to do that to Nakamura. It didn't work, but he successfully did it to AJ Styles. Repetition. Not able to work. But then, now we're getting into the ending. Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly came back out and distracted McIntyre. And you could already hear the crowd. You knew what was coming. Out of nowhere, Adam Cole is in NXT and made it to NXT Brooklyn 3. And if they all attacked McIntyre. So, what is this? Is this a new Bullet Club or something? I am so into NXT right now. I feel like this is now a rebirth of NXT. We've got 3 amazing talented wrestlers teaming up for a new stable. And that's a threat to at least 2 of the championships. I guess all of the men's championships on NXT. Yeah, but there's only the 2. It's the tag in the world. So, look out. I can't wait for the next NXT Takeover. I can't wait to see what they're going to do now. Really looking forward to it. But thank you, everyone, for checking out my reactions and review. Feel free to let me know what you thought of the show in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think is going to happen at SummerSlam tonight. Looking forward to that. It should be a great show, I'm hoping. And that's really all there is to say. But I guess one final prediction. As usual, I can't see the WWE pay-per-view topping NXT Takeover this weekend. SummerSlam should be good, but Takeover was great. Takeover was awesome. I will see you tomorrow for my reactions to SummerSlam 2017. Forever and always, keep it real.